Welcome everybody to another dope episode. It's your boy NYB ROME here on NYB TV. I got another special guest with me today. Indeed, you know what I'm saying, one of Buffalo's own. Indeed, can you please introduce yourself to the people and let them know where you're from?
Hey, my name is Indeedlove. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I'm in the building.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How did you come up with the name Indeed?
So actually, the name Indeed was given to me by a friend of mine right after high school. When I was in high school, I went by KB. And I started rhyming in grammar school, so I went by Special Sporty K. I got into high school.
AKA Special Sporty K. That's what's up.
Special Sporty K. And so the K was for Keisha. That's my birth name. Okay. And when I got in high school, I got a little more rugged, so I became KB, which were my initials, but I spelled it out pre-Jay-Z. I spelled it out KAYB, and it stood for killing all y'all bitches.
Oh, dope.
Right. So,
who is your favorite hip-hop artist coming up?
My favorite hip-hop artist, God, it's so many of them, but I think early on, my very favorite group is Sequence because they inspired me. Rest in peace, Angie Stone. They inspired me to want to rap. They are the first women that I heard that did that stuff. That's what I called it. I remember that was one of my first records, was Sequence from Sugar Hill. And I was very, very small, and I asked my mom, I said, could you take me to the store? Because there was a record store. I lived downtown Buffalo at the time on Sycamore. There was a record store on Broadway. I forget the name of it. But my mom was always into music. And so we would regularly go to the record store. So when we went to the record store, I asked her, could she buy me the record of the ladies that's doing that stuff? Because I didn't know what it was called. Oh, the girl version of, they talk, they're doing that stuff, and then the guy was like, oh, I think she's talking about Sequence, and the record wasn't out, so we went for a while, because I heard it on the radio, and then one day we went, and he had it for me, so my mom bought it for me, she bought me that one, and I think, I'm not for sure if it's in the same time, Tony Basil was a white girl, like, oh, Mickey, you're so fine, I
remember that.
So it still had that kind of vibe to it. So I was kind of gravitating to that really early. And so my mom brought me those records and I listened to them like forever. So I would say Sequence. And then as far as once I got older, I am a Slick Rick lover. I think that if anybody influenced me more, Slick Rick, because I'm more of a storyteller, MC, and then my favorite group, De La Soul. So don't even ask me about them because I'm biased, and then my family now. But De La Tribe, Slick Rick, and Nas.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. As a female MC, how difficult was it for you to stand out amongst your male peers?
Growing up or after kind of getting on?
Like growing up in a town as far as Buffalo, and when you actually got to reach some of the industry.
So I think for me, first starting off, how I even started rhyming, I am from a family of all boys. So I was only girl. I have all boy cousins. I do have an older girl cousin who's mad at me because I get all the shine. But no, she's truly the oldest, but she wasn't really around. So I grew up with my boy cousins. So I was introduced to rap because they would all have their friends over, Run DMC era, and they were all, rhyming in the surf, in their cypher. And they wouldn't let me come in the room. And I'm like, hey, so I came up like, hey, can I say something? And they're like, oh, go play with your baby dolls, So that kind of bruised my ego. And I was like, oh, okay. So I would sit at the bottom of the stairs at my grandmother's house. They'd all be upstairs, my cousin and his friends, and they rap. And I was used to listen. And I was like, oh, I'm going to write something. So I started writing. and then I would go up there. And I was like, okay, I want to say something. And he like, nah, you know, get out of here. And his friends was like, no, let her say something. You know, let her rhyme. So I rhymed, and they all just was quiet, like,
wow.
Oh, shit. So they was like, yo, why you didn't tell me that? You know, why you didn't tell me that your cousin could rhyme? He like, I ain't know this nigga could do, you know, I ain't know she could do it. And then after that, when they came over, they're like, yo, get your cousin to come up. So in that aspect, to answer your question, I think it was kind of difficult a little bit. But in another retrospect, it was, the shine was more on a woman if she did it, because it was so few of us.
Right.
And then fortunately for me, as I started, you know, kind of getting a name early on, because I started rhyming when I was 11 when that happened. And by 15, I was performing in clubs and stuff. And most of that is thanks to Mark Fuller, Kid Cole. So that's, I got, you know, down with Kid Cole when I was about 14, 15. Just my name was out there, just from battling at school. And so in that aspect, I would say it was fairly easy in a sense, but you still had to be good at it.
Yeah. And you were very good at it, if I might say myself. You had skills.
Thank you.
Taking us back a little bit, where was the first place you performed in Buffalo?
Okay, the first place I remember was a bar. I think it was on Bailey. I can't remember the name of the bar. So I was about 15, and Mark Fuller, Kid Cole was DJing, because he used to DJ at some places. And Mark was like, hey, you know, see if your mama let you come out, because he really thought I was talented and he wanted me to start learning how to be have a stage presence in front of people. And so he had me come to a club, and my mom was like, hell no, you're not going to no bar, you know.
You're too young to be in them bars.
Yeah, you're not going to a bar. And I was like, please, like, you can just, you know, so like, you can take me, you can stay there. So my first experience was that. I remember walking into this bar. There was a lot of older people there. No kids. It was very, very grown. Kid Cole was DJing. They had a microphone. The kid was, you know, kind of getting to know me too. So he gave me the mic, like, here, do what you do. So I got the microphone, and they introduced, like, hey, you know, we got her. We're going to let her do a little something, you know, let us know how you feel. And so I rapped, and the older people were still sipping their drinks, looking like, all right, little kid, get your little ass up.
Crazy.
But kid was like, okay, all right. So then he was, you know, they decided, like, okay, yo, we're going to develop her. And then that was my first experience outside of the lunchroom tables at school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coming from the low, you probably already answered it, but who was your go-to producer for a hit?
So, I mean, Kid Cole, and you know, he just always was like, I don't know, he felt like he was my DJ, but he made everybody feel that way. So,
he was the man. He was
oh my God, Kid is the man.
He still is the man. He still is the man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So definitely Kid Cole, and then I think I tried producing myself, hated it.
Nice. No,
yeah,
why? What happened?
I don't like the tedious process of it. So I did make like a track, and Doc Martin, shout out to Eric Doc Martin, he helped me.
Doc, yeah.
And he produced some songs for me. So I would say Kid and Eric Martin. Yeah.
Okay, Kid and Eric Martin. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your sound to the people, if you had to describe it?
So my sound changed and continues to change over time. When I was young, extremely young and just first starting out, it was, you know, boom bap. My kids, they say, Mom, you do the boom bap. You know, it was that. But, you know, banging on the tables and just rapping and freestyling. So I started off where everyone else did. As I got a little older, I was definitely influenced by the battle rap, and not this current battle rap. I'm talking back when, you know, MC Light and, you got Kumo, D, and LL, and just all of them. Everyone had like a nemesis, and so they had that. So I always stayed ready, you know, like with a rhyme in my pocket or whatever, ready to go. And so I got more into that sphere, like the battle rap thing.
Not to cut you off, but was there any other females that was like out there at that time that was kind of fierce with it too?
So I am the first here that I know of, and anybody trace anything back, it's me. Yeah. So I'm the
OG. Definitely the OG, man.
But as I got a little older, I started meeting women who were also into it. So shout out to Keisha Alexander. I used to hear about her. She was she went to Ken High. And so I did my last school year. I went to performing arts for 3 years. I did my last school year at Kensington. And when I got there, people, they're like, yo, she looks just like Keisha. I'm like, I am Keisha. What are you talking about? So they're like, no, it's another Keisha. And you guys look alike. And she used to rap too.
Wow.
And so I had a friend, George Nunu. He rapped and they had a group. Him and I forgot who he's in a group with. But he used to be like, no, you look like Keisha Alexander, but she's about a year or so older. She had just graduated a year, I think, before I got there. Then her and I met. And it's like, okay, girl, you know, like, and we hit it off.
That's cool.
Yeah, she used to do like a mashup between reggae and rap. And then there was Crucial D, you know, and so people kind of pit us against each other at that time because it was another, you know, young woman, or we were young girls at the time coming out. But Crucial D had videos. I was like, oh shit, wait a minute.
Wow.
But people do what they do. It's like, okay, it can only be one woman in this town. So it was that type of thing, you know. So yeah. But shout out to Crucial D. I would love to connect with her, see where she's at. And I always mention her name, and people are kind of shocked, like, yeah, but wasn't that like your rival? We weren't really rivals, but she was there. So anything historically that has to do with music here,
and women,
gotta mention her name, and women. She was here. It was after me, but she was here. There was a few others, but very, very few.
Okay. So indeed, I was looking at some of your material on your page, and I happened to come across Gobstoppper.
Yes.
Is it okay if I play this song for the people?
Definitely.
Okay.
A little over, definitely.
That's okay. That's cool. Right now, you're about to get Gobstoppper from Indeed.
One Gobstoppper.
Gobstoppper.
With only one track on my demo, I bet you I'll be the first fee to get signed off 32 bars. These bitches in the game is shaking it. Bags be the finest of brands, some weed and glass jars. One reason for doing this, simply put, it's no more than a passionate rhyme. I got one thing to say to the haters, fuck y'all. And one love to my niggas doing time out in Rikers, Livingston, Governor Wendy, Adirondack, Wyoming, and Attica. I got niggas that toured the world and came back like it ain't one bitch that wanna battle ya.
If you don't make it in this here rapping stuff, you come back and fight for a living. I want you to fight.
I'm too old to fight.
You ain't too old. What you mean too old?
Pretty to fight.
You're too pretty to fight. Layla Ali pretty too.
I know.
Look at the money she makes.
Y'all ain't gotta see me bend no spoons. I don't need no oracle to know I'm the one that's like, you could be blind your whole life but still feel the heat and know it's the sun. I got one mic like Nas, one chance like Big, a whole lot of skill, don't get it misunderstood. And more bars than prison jail cells, so I'm well propelled to get up out the hood. I maximize every chance I could. Don't need what you got to give, nigga, I'm good. Like Megan, eased by you, I'm like the thugged out version of E-Badu. Hood niggas wanna step to me in one conversation, they freeze up. Scared I might switch they steez up. Your girl wanna go rounds with me, you better tell the hood rat she better get her cheese up. I'm from the old school, so me dropping science is elementary. Get your degrees up, but first master your math, your music, your alphabets, and get your 1C notes and G's up.
Gobstopper, one Gobstopper. Word, that was dope, man.
Thank
Dope,
you.
Man. Crazy, yeah.
That's wild.
So your neighbors.
Now, how old is that one?
Here doing something like this.
Ooh. So I played it for my students the other day, and that joint is literally, I think I uploaded it to YouTube like, I don't know if it's 17 years ago. Listen, I was on YouTube early. I should be a YouTube OG, but I just
You
didn't
feel
go.
me? Yeah, we didn't know.
No, we didn't know.
We didn't know.
But I ended up using that video for my entry into film school. So I went to film school in like 2008. And in film school, we used YouTube because no one really used it. We used YouTube and Vimeo to upload our homework assignments. So we used to have to film things and upload them. So when I applied for my program, the little backstory on this video is I was at work. I think I worked at HSBC at the time. I did a double at work and I got off. I came home. I laid down. And a friend of mine, Mez, from Mez Media, he's an MC also. He was getting over into photography. So he got a new camera and he hit me up like, yo, D, let's go shoot a video. And I'm like, I just worked like 16 hours. I can't even. I'm like, I'm looking crazy. My makeup smeared. And he like, nobody cares. Just come on. Like, so I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm up. Let's just do it. So I was in a daze the whole video. I got up, I ain't combed my hair, makeup half, I don't even care. And so we went by Scotty's house and I said, well, if I do a video, I wanted to show both of my personalities without changing. So the whole point of the video is I can be dressed this way and I'm this person here in the hood, but I'm also the same over not in the hood. And I still fit into both spaces because I kind of always felt like I had that duality. So we literally just went out and whoever I ran into one of my homies that lived up the street. That's the one Francis missing. That's my guy, though, from around the way. Always show me love. And my cousin drove up. I'm like, we got to go over Dave's house because I was boxing at the time and, doing my boxing training, learning that whole thing. So we went over Dave's and he was always on me. That's my trainer. Shout out to Dave. Yes.
Big icons, man. Yeah.
Dave Bishop. So I'm like, he gotta be in the video. So we did that. And then we just rolled around and was like, where else we want to go? I'm like, let's hit Elmwood. And so we went over there and just saw some people out. And, it's kind of like, I guess back then that was more my thuggish era. But also at the same time, I could be in this, in this area, but also in this area. And it's that duality. And that's what I was really trying to bring across in the video, So we had a lot of fun. I thank God that we filmed it now because I didn't want to do it. Now it's, something that I can reflect back on. I'm like, dang, if I known I was going to do this video, I would put myself together more.
Just for myself, like that's the Indeed I know.
I know. I know that's who y'all know.
That's the one. That's the one I know. That's dope, man. Word. That's crazy, man. Okay. When did you decide to make hip hop a career?
So I never truly decided like, yo, I'm gonna make this a career. I more so did it because it's what I love to do. Actually, when the career part came up, it's kind of when I started fading from it because I didn't like a lot of what I was seeing with it, especially what was available for women and a lot of the limitations that I saw that the industry had on women, But as far as making it a career, it kind of just happened that way. The whole battle scene. And then once I got to college, I was doing a lot of performing in the city. So I started opening shows when I was like right after the kid thing, when I first met him, when I was 15, Mark Fuller had me opening shows for different people. And then there was a gold store on Bailey called Kente's in Kashoya.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys remember that. And so the owner, I believe, Lee, used to bring a lot of people to town. And so people are like, oh yeah, it's this girl that rap on Bailey. So he sought me out and had me come down to Kashoya's, to the gold place and meet him. And it's like, oh yeah, we hear a lot about you. Like, let me see her, perform. And they liked what they saw. And so then when they would bring artists, I would open up for them. So imagine you in high school and Chubb Rock coming here, and it's like, get your little ass up here and do what you do. Man. So I was meeting a lot of people early on. I was like a little celebrity in high school and performing at IPE regularly. Mm-hmm. So that kind of set me up. And Mark Fuller, he saw something in me that he really wanted to bring out. So he kept me in a space, and he just used to tell me, you see, like, this audience, like, this is what you're going to be doing. So I think for me, I didn't choose it. It was choosing me. And it was being spoken over my life at the time. Yeah. Wow. And then it just kind of went on from there.
If I remember correctly, you were one of the first artists in Buffalo to collaborate with a major artist. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
So you're referring to meeting Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and collaborating with De La Soul.
Let's talk about it.
Not for sure if I'm the first. Possibly.
Come on, you the first, man.
Okay, I'll take it.
Let's go.
So I met them actually at a concert they did at Niagara University. And so as a teen, my friends and I had a all-guy crew that I hung out with. And we were just kids, so we used to do this thing. So my friend / younger brother, he's like a brother to me, little Ron. His uncle worked at a major record label. And so he had tons of pictures with everybody. He worked for Def Jam. So he had the Def Jam jacket and Kid and Play pictures back then. And we were like, Ron, so we used to do this thing where we sneak backstage at concerts, right? Just because. Like, it wasn't to get on. It wasn't for any of that. It was, we'd be at a concert and we look up and want to be over there, and it's like, and it's like, oh shoot, they backstage, oh they on stage. It was just a silly thing that we did as kids. So when De La came, they were like, you got to get backstage. I was like, watch this. So next thing you know, I'm down on the floor, then I'm closer to where the spot. They looking like go. And so Mace from De La Soul was walking by. Crazy. And I was like, yeah, big brother to me now. And I'm like, Mace, what's good? Like, what I'm saying? Like, who back there want to battle out, dust them out, whatever. So Mace was like, what? Like, this young girl said, what?
Listen, y'all hear it from her. She was one of the fiercest women up here in Buffalo, man. And for y'all who don't know, y'all hearing it right now, man. Check it out. Get going. Let's go.
So he was like, shorty, come here. I kind of like, talking trash. He like, come over here. So he brought me backstage. And so when he did, it was a security guard there. And so as I'm walking backstage, the security guard literally grabs me by my back and it's like, you're not going. So I was like, oh, get off of me. So Mace was like, she cool. So he was like, no, she not cool and she not going back. So he was like, nigga, I said she cool. So he literally grabbed me and, snatched me out of this guy's hand and was like, nigga, what? And I said, she good, she with me. So it was a little thing there. And so I'm just kind of behind him like, yeah,
you heard Mace, you heard what he said.
Right, so he took me backstage. So we walks into the room, he's steaming off of what the security guard just did. And it was, when we walked into the room, Fife was sitting there, Q-Tip, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, Dave, and Paz, and some other people. And so I literally just was like, oh shit, you know. So he was like, you know, what do you do? I told him I rhyme. He said that he was about to start a label, and for me to get my demo together, gave me his info and to get at him, you know. So I think I said a little something to him that day, like rhyme, you know, spit for him, and he gave me the info. And he said, we're going to be doing a show in Buffalo in a couple weeks. Have your stuff ready and see me when I come back. So they did a show downtown. I can't remember the venue. And I spent those couple weeks getting my demo together. And this is where, leading back to the question you asked me earlier, how hard it was. The guys that were doing my music here, they were hating. So they didn't want to do it. And so I couldn't get in the studio for those 2 weeks. They kept brushing me off. And it's a real hater story. So they kept brushing me off. And then I recorded this song that I produced, and I wanted to get like 3 songs together. I ended up having 2, and then they wouldn't let me come back over. So the day of the show, I get to the show. I didn't have a demo, and it was at Icon. There you go. It was at Icon downtown.
I remember Icon.
And I get to the show, and Mace is performing, and then one of the dudes, Mez, he not really into drama, but you know, the dudes that was fronting on me, Mez was like, yo, they told me to give you this tape to give to Mace. It has all of your stuff on it. So I'm like, okay. So I took the tape. When I opened it, it had all of their info in it. Yeah. Right. So after the show, Mace sees me and I'm like, yo, hey. So he's like, oh, there's Shorty from the last show. So he brought me backstage. And so he got real busy. He said, matter of fact, just come up to the hotel with me, bring whoever, that you're with so that, like it ain't nothing funny style. But I was by myself and I was like, yo, I'll just go up. So when I went up, him and Q-Tip actually shared a room that night at the hotel. So when I got there, Q-Tip was there, some other people were there. And so I gave Mace the tape and he had it set up in the room. He wanted to hear it. So I was just like, well, forget the tape. Can I just do whatever I'm doing right now? Q-Tip is sitting here, my heart beating all crazy.
Opportunity is knocking right now.
Right, like, forget the tape. So he was just like, they were about to kick me out the room. And I said, yo, can I just spit for y'all? I'll battle anybody. So it was some chicks around and it was people there. So they kind of looking like, so Tip is like, oh, word, okay. So Tip was like, we're going to do it like this. So Tip starts rhyming. And then he passes it to me. Then I start spitting. And we went back and forth. So Mace is like, oh, shit. So he watched a couple rounds of that. And then he got on the phone and he started calling the other hotel rooms where the other members were at. So he's like, yo, get in here. Q-Tip and this a young girl here. They've been going at it for like an hour now. Like, yo, she's spitting. So next thing I know, they all came down. Fife walks in, the management walks in, everyone walks in. And we all ciphered for like about 3 hours. I don't know where the Lord gave me these rhymes to come from.
Buffalo, you heard it here. You heard it here, Buffalo, right? You heard it here first, right here.
We were rhyming over mostly the voice. There's a song by Gangstar called Mostly the Voice. It just came out, it hadn't hit yet, and Mace had it early. So he was chopping it up because he had it set up. We spit over that for like 3 hours, and then Tip stopped it and was like, yo, yeah. So he said, yo, Mace, like, if who gonna take her? Right. So Mace like, well, you already set up, so you go ahead. And Tip is like, but you doing your thing. How about this? If whoever take her, let me do her production. And so Mace was like, all right, and if you take her, I want to produce something for her too. Nice. So that's how that went. I left, went back home, and then the plot twist is they didn't have my number, but Mace had that tape. So when he got the tape, he called the phone number on the tape that the guys had wrote their numbers in.
Got you.
I ain't gonna say who it was.
Got you.
But when he called Homeboy's house, he said, oh, I don't know her. I don't know. That's so he's crazy. Like, man, don't do this girl like that. Like, we know you know her. Just give her my number. And so dude wouldn't. So he waited a few more days and he called back. And when he called back this time, my friend Seth, Seth Jackson, DJ Seth, shout out to DJ Yes. He DJs with Milk, DJs for the Bills and all of that.
Okay.
They were really tight, and he answered his friend's phone. And it was Mace. And Mace was like, yo, I'm calling y'all looking for this girl. Don't do her dirty like that. That ain't cool. And Seth was like, well, I won't give you her number, but I'll take your number. So Seth actually brought me the number, was like, yo, they looking for you. I called Mace. First thing out of his mouth, he said, I don't know who your boys are, but those are not your friends. We want to get you on a plane and get you out here. And then the rest was history. Crazy. I was out there in about a week. I was at Q-Tip's house. I was in the studio when they were making this rapper's album by the name of Nas. I was in some of the studio sessions for his first album. I'm like, oh, he kind of cute. Who that? Can I,
Crazy.
But I was there for a lot of, they were doing a remix to Whose World Is This? I was in the studio there, and I just started going back to, I ended up getting with Mace more, and I still was like around with Q-Tip. I think he felt like he didn't really want to take me, from Maceo, and he was starting his label Horror City. And then Mace just became like a big brother to me, and then I just was out there, and then the rest just progressed.
Yeah, because at the time when that was happening, me and T-Rod was in Connecticut, and it was going through the Vine, like. And I was like, nah, that's Indeed. That's Indeed. That's you know what I'm saying. That's girlfriend from back up the way.
Yeah.
Like I was so happy for you, man. Like,
thank you.
You just don't know, man. Major
Thank you.
accomplishment.
I appreciate that.
That's what's up, Indeed.
It was fun times. That was definitely fun times.
Dope, man. And music has changed a lot, right? We both know it changed a lot. How do you feel about the independent route versus the major route now?
So, I love that there's a true independent route. Not independent like back in the day when you had to just get with someone that wasn't a major label and they want to put some money into you. That is truly an independent route that now you can really do your own thing. You can go to work, take your little check, get your money together, do your song, do your video, put it out there, and it's yours. I love that, especially for a lot of the artists, male and female, that are doing their things now. It just, man, when I talk to the kids about hip hop right now and the opportunities that they have, they don't really get it because they don't know what it came from. Like they don't know what it's like to have to get your friend whose parents just happen to believe in them and buy them equipment and DAT tapes and sending out demos to record labels and hoping that someone hears it. Just stuff being stolen, because I know I heard a couple of my lyrics here and there after you send out some stuff. But I love that the independent route is there. I have a friend by the name of, she's like a little sister to me, Pretty Bully. She's from Buffalo MC. She making some noise right now.
She's dope.
She is dope, and she is independent. And I remember the way that people were kind of fronting on her when she was getting her thing together. And then we talk quite a bit because she's a part of my heart. That's like, my sister now. And so, one day she said she just had the epiphany, like, why am I trying to be down with it? Like, I could just really just do this myself. And I've just gotten a chance to really sit back and watch her go off with it.
Yeah, she's going hard. I've been seeing her too. She's going hard out there, man. She's really pushing her stuff out there. So yeah, big ups to her.
Big ups to Bully.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's I appreciate the independent route. Gives more people an opportunity to be heard and seen.
I agree. All right. How do you feel about the image of women in rap today? And what positive message do you have for the young female artists coming up?
So, how I feel about women in rap today, I feel that they are very fortunate. I am happy to see the things that they're doing. I do come from a time that it's like one woman, and then as soon as the next one come out, it's like you guys got to bump heads or be, rivals. And I used to think that way as well, but I don't think that way anymore. When I see people like, and I know that a lot of the women out now, they don't write. That's about the only thing that I'm like, but they're still here. And even though some of them don't, they still kind of represent the culture. Unfortunately, it's not as a writer, but they still, that visual is still needed. So when I see Cardi B and stuff like that, especially during their pregnancies, when I was on and pursuing, I was pregnant with my daughter. And I just remember how some of the people shunned me, like some of the rappers here, like some of the dudes here, and they're like, oh, one more baby and you're out the game. This one guy said to me here, and I'm like, damn, I look up to you. Why would you say that shit to me? But right, I'm like, I only have, I got one kid. Like,
be fruitful and multiply, right? I thought that was always what we're supposed to do.
Can we not do that? So, that kind of hurt my feelings. Like, y'all act like I got like 10 kids over here. I had like my daughter. I think I was having my son. And I'm just like, that was how people looked at some, not all. Because I also was able to perform while I was pregnant. I was getting a lot of love, mostly from people that weren't here. So when I see Cardi and all these young girls, singers, they're able to still be full women, still have full lives outside of hip hop and music, where they can, have their man, have their kids, have their families, and still do their music. I love that for them. Because that was not a thing, Could they write more? Could you get your pen game together?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, in our era coming up, man, like, you had to make those lyrics. You had to write those verses.
You gotta write it.
Or you wasn't getting respected.
You gotta write it. You gotta write it. And that is what I like about, Shay Noir. Love the G's. They're Buffalo women. They're doing their thing right now. But they write their own shit. They write. Those are writers. And I respect them not just because they're from Buffalo, but because they're writers. And what's being a part of the art if you aren't creating it? So again, I'm not mad at Cardi B at all. I like her. I really do. I like her for a lot of different reasons, because she's overcome a lot of obstacles, from, they say she looked like this and she whatever, but I think that, I don't know, like, I kind of lost my train of thought. When it comes to people like Cardi, I like that, but I respect the writers. I respect Rhapsody. Yeah. I want to see what you're thinking.
I'm the same way. Like, I look at these artists now, and it's like, now that we understand the game, like, I understand how things go.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I still have utmost respect for the people that write their own.
Yeah. When I was, entertaining labels and things like that, people ask me that all the time. They're like, hey, what do you think about a ghostwriter? And I'm like, hell no,
Nah.
And then I was approached like, what do you think about ghostwriting? And I'm like, I don't want to ghostwrite for nobody. And they're like, it's, lucrative, but I didn't understand it. Looking back, let me just write it, girl, you go say it. Because that's where the dough is at. So do wish that I understood that back then. But yeah.
Crazy. If you had the chance to collab with any artist in the industry, who would that be? Slick, right? Yo, I was listening to him the other day, man. Just how he put his stuff together, and he was amazing, right? And then he had the Europe type accent with it, like, dope, man. Man, come on.
If I could
Go ahead.
Slick Rick Nas.
Oh man.
Andre 3000. If I could be on a track there.
Crazy.
And Jay Electronica. Yeah. If I could do that, oh my God, nobody talk to me. Don't nobody speak
right, you can't say nothing else to me.
Don't talk to me.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Guys.
Are you working on any new projects now?
So that's the $1 million question. A few years ago, I did start working on a project, and this could kind of answer one of your earlier questions about style. As I got older, I started changing once again, and I saw some things that was missing, not only in hip hop, but in things that pertain to women in hip hop. And I was getting a little older, and I was outgrowing the tomboy, era that I was in, but I wanted to be, sensual, not sexual. And so for me, actually taking it back to like when I met Tip, there was a lot of things that he said to me that stuck. And so he had given me like 3 people to listen to. LL Cool J, which that's his favorite artist, Raekwon, and who else was it? I forgot the third person. But he wanted me to study them, and he felt like if I could combine these 3 people into my style as a woman and, do that I would just be like unstoppable. But I took that same concept as I got older. I love Janet Jackson. I love what she represents as a woman. I love that a lot of times men are drooling and she really still has on all her clothes. All her clothes. She never just had to drop it low for the fellas to get that attention. I love her.
Yeah.
I love
True.
LL, how he could get the attention of both women and men with his storytelling, rhymes, and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I always love Q-Tip anyhow, So I was trying to develop somewhere that I could find myself within that space, because that's what I resonated with more. So my music started to become more, hollering at the fellas, but in a way that it hadn't been done before. Like, it's okay to be sensual. We don't have to just show it all. And so that's kind of where it went to. And then just life just took it, and then I just haven't really been focused on music that much because I was too busy. So mom, I went back to college.
For me, remembering, it was like lyrically, you was nasty with it. Lyrically.
Thank you.
So, like, you can't strip that element away from me. Like, you gotta let her do and put it down the way she put it down, man. And
Thank you.
Because you was fierce with it, man. Like I said, you was fierce back then.
Thank you. My friends say that. They like, that's all cool and that's sexy and all, but bitch, like, you hardcore.
And that's what made us respect you. That's what had us sitting there in shock, like, nah, she got something with her, you know what I mean? And you carried yourself like, yeah, you knew that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Thank you.
And that's what I got from you back then. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Word up. Can you tell us a little bit about vitamin D deficiency? Because I was on your page and I seen on your page. And where can we get more information about that?
So vitamin D deficiency in this area is prevalent, and in a lot of areas, especially Buffalo. So Buffalo, it's a very overcast city, kind of like Chicago. And so we don't get a lot of sun. Like, we'll get the overcast, we're not getting that sun. And then just the way that we dress and do things now, we're always covered in summer. I see the kids outside with hoodies on, and in the wintertime, they don't have any clothes on. For me, when I moved back to Buffalo from New York City, I started feeling really bad. I didn't know what was going on, to be quite honest.
Wow.
And so I went to the doctor, and everyone's like, oh, everything's good. So a friend of mine, Christopher Hines, OG, Chris.
Big Chris. What's up, Chris?
Big Chris. So he watches, this was when YouTube was like really in its early stages. And so I was a YouTube head at the time because I was in film school. So when I got back here, graduated film school, Chris was watching some videos and he found out about vitamin D deficiency, and he knew that I hadn't been feeling well. And he's like, yo, everything that I saw in this video sounds like everything that you've been experiencing. Like, go watch the video. So he sent me these videos. I started watching these vitamin D deficiency story videos. And I'm like, damn, that's me. Heart palpitations. I was feeling real run down. My body started aching real bad. I got to a point, it was difficult for me to walk from one room to the next. And when I went to the doctor, they were just kind of like, no, we don't see anything. Your magnesium's a little low. Your potassium's a little, And when I watched those videos, it resonated with me. So I went back to the doctor and I'm like, could you check me for this? Because they didn't check me for vitamin D deficiency. And my levels were in the single digits. And that's not good at all. So I'm like, what the hell is this? How, why? And it turns out that it's environmental in a lot of aspects and how we live our life and, things that we eat. That have vitamin D in it. I don't drink milk, but not that that's the end all be all. But just being in a climate like this with vitamin D deficiency, what I've learned personally over the years, and I have my theories about it. Buffalo, we also have the highest number of MS, or the second highest in the world, I believe, of cases of multiple sclerosis. And when I started kind of deep diving into my deficiency, I also learned that multiple sclerosis goes hand in hand with vitamin D deficiency. So at that time, I think that was about 2012, 2013, when I discovered this. I started taking like a high dose vitamin D. Then I learned about taking magnesium with it, that there it's like a cofactor vitamin that you need to take along with it. So then I just kind of went on this health journey because the chick was feeling bad. So that's another reason why I wasn't doing music or thinking anything about that. I was just trying to get well and understand what was happening to me. So to fast forward all that, there's a lot more knowledge on vitamin D deficiency. Nowadays, there's a lot more information as regards to the different parts of your body that it affects. And for me, being a person that went through that, I can see some things that I deal with now that I believe came from or were also triggered with the vitamin D deficiency. I've recently learned over the past few years that it ties hand in hand with fibroids for Black women. I am a woman that suffered from fibroids. And so that goes hand in hand with, your whole reproductive system. And so a lot of Black women, we have fibroids. We are the most prone women in the world to get hysterectomies due to fibroids and all of those things. And then just to see nowadays that they're starting to make this connection with vitamin D deficiency, which leads to think about where we live and where we're from. We're melanated people. So we are people of the sun. So for us to be in places that we lack the sun, or we dress in a way that doesn't honor that, getting that sunshine and things on our skin on a regular daily basis, this is why we have those things. But yeah, that vitamin D deficiency was no joke at all whatsoever. And
well, I'm glad you're feeling better and you're doing better.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I have my days, but I'm here. And I share that information with others so that they'll know. It has a lot to do with mood. I just want to say that too. I think about a lot of the places that we are in as Black people and like some of the things that we're dealing with, and people just look at it like it's social, and I'm like, I think it's a little deeper. If this is a hormone that affects our moods, why do places like here and Chicago and other places have high mortality rates of, us?
That makes sense. There's a correlation. There's a correlation there.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it's just me talking, but that's what I think is happening. So I try to be more healthier.
Okay, now I see you got like a lot of health things going on your page. Can you give the people your handles so they could tap in and learn some more about this stuff?
Yeah, so my handle is Indeed's World, all together. I believe you have to search it all together. Indeed's World, INDEEDSWORLD. That's on YouTube, and you can look me up there. I don't really talk that much about the hip hop. I have videos up that my video views, I think I have like videos that got like 70,000 views and, you know, close to 100,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me the vitamin D lady on YouTube. Never wanted to be that, but here we are.
Nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, you can look that up. I speak about that, fibroids, and just some of the health issues that I went through.
Educating the people. Educating the people, man. That's dope.
Yeah, thank you.
That's dope. And I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing what you're doing. We watching and we listening.
Thank you.
And I wish you much success to you and your future endeavors and everything. And I'm so happy. I feel blessed that I have you here today. I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much, Rome. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I had a great time speaking with you. And I really, truly appreciate what you're doing, not just for myself, but Buffalo Hip Hop has a story that needs to be told, and it has to be told. And I love the fact that you are honoring people and giving them their flowers while they can receive them.
Thank you.
It's really a good thing. It's really a big thing.
That's what's up. And it's another dope episode with your boy NYB ROME. And indeed, man, it's always going down. Hey, y'all better subscribe, man. Click in and make sure y'all go to her channel and check out, man, because she got a lot of interesting stuff on there. And from both of us, peace.
Peace.